next week. Oh, you lying to my face, and misled you. But you probably think you safe, you stay correct.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Manga Mentality Podcast, episode 2. I'm your host, King Akh, and here we have
Shimon J.
You got that CABAP, I already know. C. And Cyrus.
So, the last episode, we got into saying our top fives, and Akh, number 5 was Naruto, and that was a pretty
controversial.
Yeah. Can you elaborate on it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Naruto, it deserved a spot in everybody's top 10 at least, in my opinion. But Naruto is an interesting story. As C-Bap said in the last episode, Naruto is like, it's an underdog story. He's right about that. Naruto Uzumaki is the standard underdog, right? Yeah. He doesn't have much to his name, right? He lives by himself. He goes to school with everybody else, but he's kind of lagging behind in school, right? But what they don't tell him is the reason that he is in such a bad state is because of his father's actions. So there was a demon that terrorized like the land that he was born and raised in, and his father was actually the leader or the president basically of that land when he was alive. But when his father died, he died sealing away the demon into Naruto. So the reason that Naruto is treated so poorly by like his neighbors and his friends' parents, namely, is because they remember when that happened. And so they remember Naruto as Naruto's father and as the demon that was still inside of him, because that demon was catching bodies. Like it was like killing people, destroying homes and streets and stuff. So they look at him and they see the demon, and that's why he was ostracized so terribly. And because of this, he wanted attention. So he would paint Mount Rushmore. They had one of those in the show. He would paint their Mount Rushmore with all kind of stuff. He would like put like boogers in the nose of the thing. He was who wanted attention because he was hated on by everybody.
He's an orphan too, yeah.
And he was an orphan. Both his parents died during that battle. The last thing his dad did was seal the demon inside of him. So that's all he got, right? And the current president's not paying attention to him. So he just hated on, basically.
Yeah, because I seen a couple episodes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why are they hating?
Why is he hating on him? Yeah, why are they hating on him? But
so much.
from I'm talking about like cool, like the 4th grade. From then, he goes on to become a ninja, right? He meets people on the way. He meets other basically outcasts that stick with him because they don't seem like that. They see him as their friend Naruto, right? So they treat him fairly, and eventually he gets a master. Right, the same man that taught his father begins to teach him, and he tells him about the demon talking inside of him and how to cooperate with it so he can tap into its power and become a stronger ninja. Because Naruto's dream is to become the Hokage, so basically fill the role that his father filled and lead the people, because then they'll finally love him and show him the respect he knows he deserves because he didn't do anything wrong. Right.
Wait, so he got to work for these people?
That's what I'm saying. That's I don't like that part either. But he knew he had to do.
No way.
At the end of the day, he could have easily been, like a certain individual in the show and lead the village and come back and murder everybody.
But he chose not to.
That would be a villain arc right there.
Yeah, it would be. But honestly, that's what we wanted. But we saw it. He had a pure heart. He didn't want to hurt anybody, really. He just wanted to be the best man he could be, and he knew that would involve being the Hokage, which is the name of the leader in Naruto. So that's the whole point. The show follows his route to being Hokage. Trials, tribulations, people die. They have a world war in the show because evil people want to take his power, the demons inside of him, and use it for their own good. But that would include killing him. So now people have to come and defend him from his village, and then also fight the evil people. Because if they don't do it, Naruto will die, and then they'll get the demon. The demon's gonna work with them. Yeah, because it doesn't like Naruto at first, right? Yeah. So it's a whole lot.
So it's
definitely a great show.
Would you further explain the plot, which I wasn't aware of it in that depth? I see why shows like that are considered, or at least somewhere in someone's top 5, because like literally all the other animes are based off this one. JJK is a show I just recently got into, and it's like literally
just cousin.
Yeah, it's literally the exact same thing.
Yeah,
with just different characters.
Sukuna. Yeah, Sukuna essentially is. I mean, Naruto didn't eat a finger, but yeah,
he has a demon inside of him, and the 3 characters
Yep.
Yeah.
It's and the white hair,
Yeah.
the white hair teacher, the
His is over his eyes.
yeah, the mean girl,
Yeah.
and then the dark black haired character
That's aloof.
That's
and, like-
that starts off stronger. Even the face marks that pull up that come on Itadori's face.
Yeah.
Naruto has those too.
Yeah.
Everything. I mean, a lot of Naruto's in the big three, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all the shows in the big three, the shows that we watch now in the current generation are based off of. It's a combination of at least two of the three.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the big three for context is Bleach, One Piece, and Naruto. Every show that came out after like 2010 is some kind of
It's based off of that.
And those three and then Dragon Ball. So they pull out of at least two of those four really,
Mm-hmm.
and they make the show and they get their money out that.
Yeah.
But why number 5?
Exactly.
Why number 5 for Naruto? The reason it's high, reason it's even in the top 5 is because of how great the show is and the effect that it had, and how I fell in love with the show. When I was younger, it's one of the first shows I ever watched. That and Dragon Ball was one of the first shows I ever watched. For real, I was watching it on Netflix. I loved it from then. I never had a problem with Naruto. It's just I have a deeper emotional connection with the other shows in total than I have with Naruto, right? Because there's things I like about Naruto. One of my favorite characters of all time is from Naruto, across all fiction, manga, TV shows, all of it.
Lee.
But yeah, Rock Lee, yes, Rock Lee. But it's just not. I don't have the same connection with other shows that I listed. But Naruto is a goat of a show. So if you watch anime, you should give Naruto a shot.
But
right.
that don't tell me why Mob Psycho beat it though.
We'll get
Well, speaking about,
yeah.
yeah, good
Talk about Mob
segue.
Psycho.
Let's get into it.
What
Can you?
Shigeo got on Uzumaki?
Well, let's for people who don't know the show, let's hear
about
what
it.
the plot is.
Okay.
So I like the breakdown of Naruto. Can you give me something similar?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So Mob Psycho follows a story of a boy named Shigeo. Shigeo he lives in Japan. He has a younger brother and 2 parents. It's a regular old family, regular household. But the thing is, inside of Shigeo is this like cosmic power, like very, very big and explosive. It's like reality creating and destroying, but it's all sealed away inside of him. So it's not like a demon, right? Not like Naruto, but it's more like imagine if you had a whole bunch of spiritual energy, and it was all inside you, and your vessel could like barely contain it. Mob has this power, but to contradict it, he's very mild-mannered and shy. He's not that strong. The girls don't really look at him that much. He's not that many friends.
Oh, mild manner.
Yeah, he's mild-mannered.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's my twin.
And so he's chill, right? So that was all the connection there on that point. But going further into the plot, as time progresses, Mob gets himself into more and more situations where he needs that power, or else he might actually die. Because what he realizes is he can like use his power to kind of like get the girl that he wants, like show her like he can make spoons float and stuff like that. He can make the rain come just to get her attention. But it was nice.
Yeah,
I like that. He's a nice guy, right?
Yeah.
But as time passes, it's not enough. There's a kid that runs faster than him. You know how girls are in elementary school. The fastest runner always got the girl every time.
I was the fastest runner.
Man, I ran track, came number 1 in my school.
Not me.
Okay, so that means y'all had all the girls there.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. I'm ooh, you know me. I'm just the guy. I'm just no.
Cap.
Moving on. He lost her for that time, and he didn't use his powers because he wanted to reach a certain height as a man with his own like natural body, because he knew that other people couldn't do what he did, and he didn't want to get to the top by using his powers. He felt that was unfair. That's how strong his moral compass was. He wouldn't even use his powers anymore because he thought it would be unfair to everybody else because he had an advantage over them, right? But so when he looks up this guy to teach him how to use his powers, right? But the whole time, the guy that he goes to teach him how to use his powers is a scam artist. And he has like a fake website that's like, I can fight your demons for you. So like you come in and he's like, oh, I feel like I have a demon sitting on my shoulders. He'll give you a massage on the table.
I'm gonna start doing things with his hands.
He'll give you a massage on the table and then say the demon has been vanquished. The whole time it's just a regular massage. But Mob is so naive, he can't tell that man's lying. That man's lying to him about his powers, because he's saying only use your powers for me, no one else. He thinks he's just saying only on the job. But he's really saying only use your powers for me personally. And so as the show continues, Mob just gets in the mischief. Basically, things are just happening to him where he needs his powers. People trying to convert him into cults. People trying to take Mob out. Stuff is just happening to him, and he is getting like more angrier and angrier as time is passing until he explodes and he releases the power that he's been trying to hold inside of himself for so long. And it's like a whole. He makes like rocks and buildings float. He's really mad, and then the fight ends. He's knocked out. He's unconscious. He goes home. He's like, he just pretends it never happened, but those things have consequences. So now there's the strongest Esper. That's what they're called, Esper, like ESP. The strongest Esper.
That's the spirits.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He can sense that Mob is there, so he sends out one of his guards to go collect Mob, but they mistake Mob for his younger brother, who doesn't have any powers and is jealous of Mob having powers. So they kidnap the younger brother. And then Mob was like, where's my little brother at? So now he has to use his powers to get his brother out, because now there's Espers protecting him. So he can't fight him with their hands. They're not fighting with hands. They're using magic, basically.
Yeah.
So he has to tap into his power to fight
Throwing
him.
planets at each other.
Yeah, they throwing buildings and cars. They're teleporting and stuff. He can't throw hands with them. He has to actually use his powers, and that's what he's trying to avoid the whole time. So now the connections that he's made along the way of trying to grow as a person, they help him. So he joined the fitness team because he wanted to get a little stronger. And so they come in the car, hop out the car, and they all jump the one dude that kidnapped his brother. But what happened is naturally, right? But what happened is Mob ended up giving them some of his power subconsciously because he was so happy that they came to help him. So they're like throwing rocks at each other. How they doing this? And there's Mob in the background smiling, unconscious, because he just gave them like some of his power so that they could fight the guy that actually has powers. And that kind of just goes on until he fights the last guy. And the strongest man said this to him: "Can't you see that we're the same? We're both trying to find a way to use the power that we were born with. We're both trying to exist in this world." And Mom's like, "Oh, I'm nothing like you. You're wrong. I'm not like you." But what he doesn't realize is he's smiling as he's saying it because he's enjoying the fight. He's enjoying finally letting loose and fighting this man with everything. He doesn't have to hold back. He can just be himself. And so the point is, in the end, the guy was right. He's trying to exist in the world. He's trying to be himself in the world because himself is the strongest being.
And you
so
relate
now they're
to that.
fighting. Yeah, and now they're fighting each other as their full selves. Just no holding back, no holds barred.
Because I know you. You hold back all the time, except for that one time when you did that thing and you hurt. We're not gonna talk about that.
Oh yeah, what thing?
I don't know what he's talking about. But
the thunder slap to my back.
see, he bringing up old stuff. Back to the point.
He's always holding back though.
Mob is that guy. Mob is that guy.
Yeah.
And I relate to him on a deep spiritual level.
I like that out of you though, because I see Mob and I'm like, that's Akh to a degree, but there's another character obviously that I feel like you more fit that role, but we'll talk about that when that comes up. But at the end of the day, you are always holding back. I've always told people whenever they ask me, they're like, yo, Akh is mad strong. And I'm like, I don't fear a single man in this world. I don't fear anybody in this world. The one man I would never get angry is Akh. You don't know what he's going to do because he just get quiet. He don't even talk. He stopped talking. He starts smiling a little bit too. Actually, he actually does start smiling. He'll start smiling. He'll look at you. And he'll come up with a different plan of what to do. He'll come up with a plan of action. And whatever it is that he is going to do to you, it is going to hurt. That is a guarantee.
Put you on the watch list, bro. But what makes it number 4 instead of higher up on the list?
It's the same answer with Naruto. Like it's such a great show, but as we go higher up the list, the deeper my connection is. Because really, all the shows are great shows, but the ranking comes from my connection to the show. But all 5 shows I recommend almost equally.
Yeah,
because they're all great shows.
So it's by a little bit that
it's by increment. It's not like landslide.
Yeah.
It's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They're all like this.
Okay.
Yeah, except for One Piece. One Piece is a little.
Oh, don't even get him started on One
Piece. One Piece is a little ahead.
That's insane.
Yeah. But okay, so can you speak to like how you actually got into the shows and?
It's crazy. Actually, it was recommended by CBAP to watch.
Which one? All of them? Or
Mob Psycho.
Oh, okay.
To watch Mob. I said Mob is gas, bro. You gotta watch Mob.
Mm-hmm.
He was right.
Man,
he was right.
I had just finished watching One Punch Man, and you know, One Punch Man and Mob are made by the same like individuals. So
the show looks the same. Like it looks like the same characters in the show because the animation style is the same.
Yeah, Bones did it. So when when I saw that the dude made another show, I was watching Mob and I'm like, yo, that's Akh. And he like, and so I'm like, yo, this man needs to watch it now. And not gonna lie, he didn't watch it immediately. Like, he
I'm the same way. Yeah. I'm not gonna watch it. If
he slept on it for so long. I'm like, bro, watch Mob Psycho, bro, because we had just finished watching Psyche K, which is a whole different show. Gas. Watch it. Psyche K. Gas. Basically, it's about another kid who's got psychic powers.
Similar.
Yeah.
Except he's in a world where everybody's normal except for like these like two people, but that's completely different.
Yeah, we'll get back to that later.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I was watching that and I'm like, I rock with Psyche because Psyche just cold, silent. He doesn't like really talking to anybody. He's really to himself to a degree. I may seem outgoing, but most of the time I'm really like reserved, and I don't like being around a lot of people. So when I saw him, I'm like, yo, that's me. So I'm like, all right, well, Mob's probably like this too. But then I looked at this man, I'm like, that's Akh.
Yeah. So seeing yourself in shows is looks like it's the main reason why you would want to like connect to it. So if you're like someone that hasn't watched any anime and you're like
me,
how do you what are some beginner shows that you're like, okay, this is how you get your foot wet into anime?
Foot in the door.
Yeah,
that's easy.
I have an idea because I'm still pretty like new.
Look, but that's the thing.
Yeah,
you actually picked a pretty good starting place because there's two rules.
There was you. You're the one that put the whole family on.
But two starting places, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, sorry, there's two starting places. A show that's currently ongoing that you can catch up to, like maybe they got season 2 out, or a goated short series. So you're watching Death Note on Netflix. I'm assuming you're watching on Netflix. Yeah, it's all on Netflix. Yes. It's 2 seasons. You can easily watch. You can easily watch Death Note.
But I was talking like in terms of like its relatability to the average person, or like how similar it is to something that other people may have watched.
I mean, well, that's easy.
It would still be Death Note. Actually,
it would still be Death Note.
Death Note. I feel like you could say Death Note, like to a degree, because at the end of the day, not everybody's gonna pick up an anime and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch this 700 episode anime and catch up to it entirely and finish it completely. Because that's commitment. That's Dragon Ball. That's Naruto. That's Bleach. That's
One Piece.
Yeah, that's but like as far as like seasonal anime go, you want to watch like those type things. But like even like manga, right? Because manga comes out in like volumes and chapters and whatnot. Each chapter is inside of a volume, so you read the volume. But it's harder to get into it when it's not like something you could directly like visualize. That's where the graphic novel portion of the manga comes in. But like you'll see there's a lot of differences between the manga and the anime itself, because not everything from the source material is taken over to the live adaptation, the anime adaptation. So most of the time people don't really like read the manga. So at the end of the day, I'd say watch like seasonal anime, like stuff that's like 12 to 24 episodes, because you want to watch like stuff that comes out short, so like you can get like your feel for it before you start like really getting into it, because like it gets deep. Like I'm still watching Bleach, and that's like 700 plus episodes.
And you know what? That's facts.
It's coming back too.
Facts, yeah. But look, we gonna have to continue this conversation on another day. But I think we had a good one.
We had
a good one. Next episode we will get to 3 and 2, but for now, put your comments in the comment section. Like, subscribe, share the video, tell your friends about it. Thank you for tuning in to episode 2 of the Manga Mentality Podcast. See you tomorrow. Everybody know you send a blow. We say Tambo. Everybody know the vibe.
Hey, touch the flow.
Everywhere I go, they talk about me.
On the low, nigga toe to toe. Ain't no blow for blow.
I probably won't talk about. Sipping Moscato, watch the model, not a problem. You can see when I pop out. Bravado get you chopped, take a walk, and it's scary to opt out.